It's the 2K Sports Pregame Show, presented by Kia.
Hello, everybody. Glad you could join us here on 2K Sports. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson. Next to me, Kenny the Jet Smith and Dr. Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight, it'll be the Phoenix Suns going up against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Looking at Minnesota, the season hasn't gone as smoothly for them as I'm sure they hoped it would. The good news is we still have a good chunk of it left to play. But if they're going to make a run, they better do it soon. And the Suns have gone back to their up-tempo style, a lot of 7 seconds or less type of play last season. Is this a good look for them?
Well, it's part of franchise history. Started with Steve Nash, Amari Stoudemire, the Brazilian Blur. You know, it happened especially in their most successful era. You know, they've proven that when you play big games at the up-tempo style, you can win a lot of games like that.
And I'm older than you, Shaq, so it was even with Kevin Johnson. It was Oh, yeah, no question. Paul Westphal back in those days, and the Van Arsdale brothers. I mean, this is there's been a history of playing in the Valley of the Sun, up-tempo, and they're doing it again this year.
Do you think I can toss to Kevin Harlan in 7 seconds or less?
You should,
you can.
Well, count it down for me.
7, 6.
Now time to go
5,
to Kevin Harlan
4,
as they get ready
3, 2,
for the opening
1.
tip.
.2K Sports checks in with our loyal viewers with a broadcast from Phoenix, Arizona, the home of the Suns. This is Kevin Harlan at the table alongside Greg Anthony and Doris Burke. We'll be hearing from David Aldridge from the sideline. Last outing for Phoenix, they won that game against the Raptors in Toronto.
And even in hostile territory, as they were that day, they had no jitters at all. I mean, the confidence kept growing as the shots kept falling.
You know, it's difficult to shoot a high percentage on the road, but because of their poise, they were incredibly accurate. That's great mental toughness.
So Phoenix will get the first possession. And checking out Minnesota's opening lineup. A high-flying pair of Levine and Wiggins are the 2 and the 3. Karl Anthony Towns is out there with Gorgui Dieng. And it's Rubio in at the point guard position. Chris pass to Warren. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over.
Good make to get things underway.
You know, a little bit of momentum in their favor as they grab the game's first lead.
Rubio sets the pick for Chang. One thing these two teams share in common, Doris, finding it hard to win games recently.
Yeah, sometimes over the course of a season, inevitably, there's times where you scuffle, and it takes some mental toughness and some resolve to try to get your traction and get some momentum being built.
Aren't you richer, though? Aren't you more texture-filled with having survived a trough and then climbing out of it?
I'm a big believer that adversity makes you stronger in the long run. As you know, winning in the NBA playoffs is a product of the things that have happened in the regular season.
Wiggins. Again, Wiggins missing. So it's Phoenix now. Pass to Chris. On the wing, Booker. He kicks it to Warren. 5 to shoot. And Bledsoe, here we go. Here's Chris. Good, and Bledsoe gets the assist. Chris has got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
Well, people are always talking about his scoring, but Bledsoe, very good vision as well, finding the open man there.
Levine kicks to Rubio. Here's Towns. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
There's no question he's one of the more gifted offensive players in this league. More evidence of that right here.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, I did have a chance to catch up with Tom Thibodeau. I asked him where the advantage may be tonight, and he said, our shot blocking sets us apart. Now, we do have to play solid all-around defense, but we have people in the back who can help us quite a bit when we get broken down inside. Back to you, Kevin.
Okay, Dave, thanks. That's a mantra we're going to hear, I think, a lot from coaches. Defense first.
You know, we always do, but it really rings true with this group. When they get all 5 guys keyed in at the defensive end, I think they make things very difficult for the opponent.
And I think that's the important part. These guys have got to be tied together on a string, because if one guy is off, the defense crumbles.
And Booker kicks to Bledsoe. Chandler with the screen on Jang. Bledsoe for 3. That doesn't go either for Bledsoe.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Rubio outside. Here's Wiggins. Here's Towns. And he makes good on the layup. Towns has got his second basket of the game.
Well, such work ethic. Towns brutal on the offensive glass.
Bledsoe kicks to Warren. Back to Bledsoe. Pass to Booker. 20 feet out. No good on the shot. And Minnesota will come the other way. Fresh from a win against the Nuggets.
You know, they played well enough to win, but to be honest with you, I just felt like their opponent's defensive performance was shaky at best.
Well, it's no doubt. It's so much easier to run your offense if the defense is not trying to take away any of your options.
Here is Bledsoe. Following the basket by Andrew Wiggins. Warren sets the pick for Bledsoe. Chandler a screen. Here's Chris. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. Wiggins kicks to Rubio. Stolen by Bledsoe. And it's stolen by Ricky Rubio. Back to Wiggins. Shoots a 3. That's in, coming off an assist from Rubio. Rubio's got 3 assists now in this one. Suns trail by 4. Bledsoe kicks to Warren. On the wing, Booker, guarded by Levine. Now the pass to Chris. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Bledsoe. Phoenix, no good that time either.
At some point, he has to stop shooting. How is this helping his team?
Off his foot, and they're saying he kicked the ball. Here's Levine. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. That's tipped. Chandler with the steal.
I don't like that decision there on the entry pass. Not with the defender right there ready to pick it off.
And they pick up 2. Levine with it. With an average of around 19.5 points a game, his scoring has been a constant for them. Doris, you hear people talk about a winning culture or veteran leadership. Well, Tyson Chandler embodies those statements to a T. He's won international medals. He's been a part of an NBA title. Just a great presence to have on a team, regardless of what he's asked to do and able to do on the floor.
Well, I think, Kevin, you look no further than the contract Chandler was given late in his career. It might seem high for his production, but you want him as a guide and mentor. The way he approaches the game, the accolades, it's something you can't teach, the definition of a team leader. You know, I'm amazed Tyson Chandler still provides great rim protection. He still has that incredible length with that standing reach, can bother shots just by going straight up. And as a veteran, he knows exactly what he can and can't get away with when assigned to slow down an opposing big man.
And the first one at the line is good. And Chandler's certainly terrific defensively. He's won a Defensive Player of the Year in his career. Even if age has slowed him down a little bit, it doesn't negate just how great a defender he is.
Yeah, I think, Kevin, that's because Chandler, one of the smartest defending big men you'll ever see. He doesn't get baited by pump fakes, doesn't get caught out of position over-helping from the weak side. The numbers aren't the same, obviously, as when he was blocking a ton of shots, but he makes an impact on your defense.
Towns, the screen. The dish to Rubio. To the right side. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Towns, and Chandler sends it back.
One of the great rim protectors really over the last decade or so. Chandler just twice on the pipes on that one.
The Suns have gotten just 3 of their first 9 shots to go down in this game. To the inside. And the rejection by Towns. Out of bounds. Suns ball as Phoenix keeps possession. And first time out of the game called for Phoenix.
Start it.
Just a moment to look back at how things were last season for this team as we look at the shot breakdown for Phoenix.
And the long-range game, a staple for them offensively. It's clear they embrace the value of that extra point, and spacing the floor, something they look to do every time they're on the court.
Bledsoe outside. Clock at 6. Finally gets one to fall. He's now 1 for 5 with his first make.
At times, he's most dangerous when he's attacking the basket. Hard for defenders to rotate over fast enough to cut Bledsoe off.
And Wiggins throws it down.
Andrew Wiggins with the statement finish.
Phoenix has gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Bledsoe passes to Chris. And here's Bledsoe in the game against Toronto. Very impressive. Shot clock at 6. They set the pick. Launches a 3. Bledsoe with another miss.
He's been somewhat off this quarter, but the desire to score is evident.
Got a piece of it. And that's out of bounds. Minnesota will retain possession. And now we bring you the rookie leaderboard, featuring the NBA first-year players who have been dominant on the glass for the past 10 games and counting. And you look at Chris, a terrific rebounder, 5th overall.
He's brought that physicality. I mean, given a chance to contribute, he's shown that he can battle inside with the best of them.
Towns kicks to Levine. His first attempt of the game finds the target. Levine's got his first 2 points.
What a quick read by Towns, always keeping his head up.
Bledsoe outside. Chandler a screen. Booker outside. Clock at 6. Some nice ball movement here by the Suns. Goes back up. Chandler's shot. Good. Chandler's got it all tied up now for Phoenix.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
Here's Towns. Blanketed by the D. He fights to the rim for the layup. Towns has got his third basket of the night.
Oh, what a big-time move by Karl Anthony Towns, undeterred with a hand in his face.
Bledsoe passes to Chris, and Booker kicks to Bledsoe. Chandler is screen. Rubio against Bledsoe. To the wing right side. Chandler is screen. And here's Booker from the arc. Again, the miss by Booker.
Hey, they got the shot they wanted off of that pick, but it just doesn't fall.
Hey, you know, it happens sometimes. Clear your mind, on to the next play. Well, for Phoenix, it's been a little bit of a lull here, right? Remember, this was a team that came out of nowhere to win 48 games back in 2014, and the Suns are hoping they can make that leap again. This time, they want to sustain it.
You look back at that 2014 season, the Suns caught lightning in a bottle. What happened, Doris, that caused them to tumble?
You know, Kevin, personnel-wise, the roster pretty similar the next season. They add Isaiah Thomas and lost Channing Frye. That's a trade that most GMs would probably make, but the three-point guard backcourt didn't seem to work out. Seemed like chemistry issues started to emerge at that point.
First free throw is good.
Well, this is a high-character guy. Chandler is a guy who will influence everyone around him in a positive manner.
And the Suns here with a different look. Alex Len's checked in for Chris. P.J. Tucker comes in for Warren. Leandro Barbosa, he's checked in for Devin Booker. And it's Brandon Knight in for Eric Bledsoe. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Cole Aldrich, he's checked in for Towns. Bielitsa comes in for Gorgui Dieng. Shabazz Muhammad's checked in for Andrew Wiggins, and it's done in for Ricky Rubio. So many players, Doris, in the NBA make things look so easy to do. You know, having played, it's not. It is not effortless. There's a lot that goes into it.
Yeah, the two guys that come immediately to mind at the point guard position are Kyrie Irving and Steph Curry, and I think it has to do with that magnificent handle that each of them has, able to put defenders on skates with, you know, a lean here, a crossover there. You think about the great scorers, Kevin Durant, right? Makes those three-pointers in transition. It comes off the top of his hand so quickly. Carmelo Anthony, another, you know, just naturally gifted scorer. You know, Melo puts 25 on you. Didn't look like he broke a sweat.
But doesn't it also stand to reason that the work these guys put in, a lot of which we never see, is so much a product of what they become?
I think the one thing that surprises me about the NBA is how hard these men work at their craft.
The best ones, the very best guys.
The very best guys spend the most time in the gym. You just want to tell young people, you want to know how to be a great player? Devote your time and your life to it, because that's what these guys do.
Well said. So it's Phoenix now, following the bucket by the Timberwolves.
The defense fortunate that he didn't burn them there. You'd have to think he wouldn't miss that again.
There's the screen. Levine dishes to Aldrich. That one drops for him.
Boy, that's great patience. Work the ball until you find a mismatch for the easy bucket.
The Timberwolves shooting their first free throw of the evening. And the results for Minnesota haven't come just yet during their rebuild, but Doris, they have plenty of things to cheer for. This is one of the most dynamic and exciting offenses to watch in the league.
Oh, Kevin, there's no doubt. Up and down the roster, the Wolves have players that are always a threat to make a top 10 play. Wiggins and Levine, both some of the best dunkers in the league. Cat can do things most players his size only dream about.
And play stops as it looks like they call an over the back here.
Yeah, not afraid of the physical play, but he still needs to stay under control.
Suns trail by 3. 1:16 left in the first. Barbosa against Levine. And stolen by Dunn. Pushing it up. Floats one. Tyson Chandler grabs the board.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Now here is Barbosa. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Tucker the pass tonight, just 5 to shoot. But they recover it. Chandler kicks tonight. 35 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Chandler a screen. Tucker with the ball. Now defended by Muhammad. Chandler dishes to Len. Barbosa passes to Len. Suns moving the ball around. Again, the miss by Knight. Now, here's Dunn. Defense is right there. Right side, Levine. Drills the baseline jumper. Levine's got his second basket.
That's a tough take. Levine calm in the face of pressure.
Knight. That one doesn't drop. And so the first quarter is in the books. Timberwolves ahead. They're up by 5. And we'll get things started in the second quarter when we return. And Tyson Chandler, known for being a great teammate, a very vocal leader certainly, he talked about how important that is for an NBA locker room.
Players do the policing. Coach sets a standard, but players individually call out other players, you know, whether it be timeout, whether it be halftime, whether it be pulling guys to the side, you know, in practice. When you have that going on, you see multiple guys doing that, that's when you know you have a good team.
Don't you need a player like this of Chandler's caliber and character, Greg, to make that kind of a teamwork, you know, have that feel in the locker room, that leadership role that everybody believes in and respects?
No doubt about it, Kevin. And that weighty stature is built on experience and credentials, as you mentioned, like having that championship ring or being an all-star. But when you have it and use it that way, the coach doesn't have to worry about the locker room, because Chandler has got that covered.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And let's quickly break down the game we're watching with the Timberwolves, guys.
Defense paying huge dividends for them through the first.
You know, this is a savvy group. They know when to body up and play physical and when to back off.
Bledsoe and Knight, the playmaking guard set. Evan Booker out there with P.J. Tucker. And it's Len in at the 5 spot. So that's the Suns' 5 as we get into the second quarter. Aldridge kicks to Muhammad. Wiggins from outside, and it's Phoenix with the rebound. Goes up from the top of the key. A shot by Knight, no good.
And he has slipped into a funk. You can see the confidence is shaken.
Confidence, he's lacking poise, he's forcing things that aren't there, he's just taking shots out of rhythm.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, guys, Andrew Wiggins' ball handling lagged behind the rest of his game before he came to the NBA, but he's found he can use his size to post up immediately. It's a talent that many players don't develop until they've been in the league for years. Kevin, he's got the footwork, and as his skills develop, he's almost certain to become a superstar.
Sure does. Thanks, D.A.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Up top, Bledsoe. And he can certainly fill it up when they need him to. He's averaging almost 21 points a game. Out that one in, and the Timberwolves lead is cut down to 6 in the bucket from Booker.
Well, you're talking about a guy like Booker, perfectly suited for the catch-and-shoot game.
And last season was cut short for Bledsoe, if you remember. Went down with a torn meniscus that kept him out for about half the season. Doors that really put the nail in the coffin for the Phoenix Suns season.
I think, Kevin, a tough blow for Bledsoe, who had looked to take another jump in terms of his productivity. Knee injury scary for point guards, and so you're happy the Suns took their time with Bledsoe. You know, he's got the type of game that lends itself to collisions and falling because he attacks the rim, so let's hope he avoids that in the future.
Here's Bledsoe. Chris Dunn making his last shot. Outside Knight. Len a screen. And it's off from three-point range.
Just can't find a shot. It's no wonder they're losing. I mean, he's been completely scoreless all night.
Now here's Muhammad, defended by Booker. Here's Aldridge. And a look here at the shot chart.
And this is what happens when you are having a tremendous offensive game. They are getting great looks and knocking down shots all over the floor. I don't think we're going to see them deviate from this approach from here on out. They've got the recipe for success.
And the first one drops. Doris, we know you were a standout point guard in the Big East for Providence. What players do you feel have a similar approach to the point guard position that you played so well in the NBA now?
Well, I was not your necessarily traditional setup point guard. I was a player who liked to get to the rim and get to the free throw line a ton. So I would say somebody like Kyrie Irving who wants to be a dynamic scorer, handle is there. So I didn't mind passing, Kevin, but I wanted to score it too.
See, I picture you as like a Chris Paul. Leader, could do both equally well. You could dish as well as anybody, but drive as well as anybody too.
I'll tell you
You're probably being modest too.
I'm not being modest. I was pretty tough too. You didn't like to play against me.
But I like broadcasting with you.
Back at you. I think one thing we can say for certain, guys, is the Timberwolves have had one of the best rebuilds in recent memory, and obviously it helps getting the top overall pick with Towns. But beyond that, they've made a lot of shrewd decisions.
And the Timberwolves making a change here. Towns is checked in. Why don't we go to the 2K leaderboard? Over the past month, these teams have been playing a very entertaining brand of basketball. The Suns third.
I mean, it's about the pace they've played with here offensively. They don't look like they're showing any signs of slowing down.
Suns trail by 10. This is to Booker. Back to Bledsoe. Here's Tucker. Good, and Bledsoe gets the assist. Bledsoe's got 4 assists now tonight. And you can't award Minnesota anything until they show how far they can go with this core. Doris, the turnaround for this franchise from where they were 5 years ago is huge.
Well, I think, Kevin, it started with the Kevin Love trade, which many media members criticized. They get Wiggins from that deal, and it's worked out perfectly for them. Now it's just a matter of continuing to add the right pieces. You know, after not scoring a single point in the first quarter, they're still feeding him, and he's showing his appreciation.
Wiggins kicks to Towns. Towns, a screen on Bledsoe. Rubio, the pass to Towns. He used that pick to get in close.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Gorky Dangs checked in for Bielitsa. And Doris, a lot of people knew that Towns would be good in the NBA, but just how quickly he has established himself as a defensive force is very impressive. You can see how he impacts decisions that opponents are making on the floor around him.
Yeah, I think Towns is always lurking and always aware of what the opposite offense is thinking about, and so he gets a lot of his blocks when the shooter didn't even know Cat was in position to block it. And what's really impressive is how versatile Cat is with who he can match up with and his defense individually in one-on-one situations.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
The Suns have been solid at the line so far, 4 for 4. And the first one at the line is good. Good on both. These Phoenix fans are accustomed to winning basketball. The Suns with one of the top 5 historic win percentages in NBA history.
Yeah, Kevin, fans can get spoiled just like anyone. They have high expectations, and I think the Suns embrace that. Nobody is in this business to lose. They're gunning to get back into the thick of things.
Shots good by Bledsoe.
Incredible foot speed. There are not many guys that can keep up with Eric Bledsoe in transition.
Rubio outside. Here's Towns. Chris with the rebound.
Looked like it might drop for him, and you know, that has to frustrate him just a bit. That's one of his favorite spots on the floor.
Good. Booker's got 9 points now in the quarter.
And that keeps him perfect from the field this quarter.
Rubio outside. Down low. Here's Towns. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
You know, I think one thing about Towns that sets him apart is that basically at this young age, no holes in his game, which is sort of remarkable. I mean, I don't think there's very many players in the NBA at his age that can say that. And you think about all of the aspects and facets that he has to his game, virtually every single one of them he's able to do at a high level.
So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe. And Towns does everything so well. At such a young age, Doris. Pass is great. A strong defender. Has no problem playing inside or outside on offense and moves great for his size.
You're right, Kevin. And he doesn't do anything maybe at the best level in the NBA just yet. But when you put the whole package together, boy, it's jaw-dropping, his ability. Everything you want from an NBA player, that's Karl Anthony Towns.
Now here's Bledsoe. After the miss from Karl Anthony Towns, Tucker can't get it to go. Bledsoe against Rubio. Jang. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. And when you see Jang, you don't expect a player, Doris, of his size to be a threat from outside, but he has a very soft touch in the mid-range, and it's getting better every year, it seems.
Yeah, I think there's no doubt. Jang can definitely face up and knock shots down. Enough, certainly, to keep other big men honest when he steps out into clear space. And also helps a lot that every time he gets to the free throw line, he's been solid there.
T.J. Warren, he's checked in for Phoenix. And Jang drops them both. Doris, of course, you played point guard. You know all about that position. You know all about the game. We're seeing a renaissance, in fact, at that point guard position right now in the NBA. But just for the moment, if you will, talk about the mentality of playing point guard.
Well, I think the most important aspect of this is you are the caretaker of your team, and caretaker implies many things. First and foremost, you've got to be intimately familiar with every position on the floor. You've got to understand your job and then the jobs of everybody else. And then, as importantly, it's your responsibility to make everybody feel good. So if your power forward hasn't touched the ball in 6 or 7 trips and he's a main scorer, you find that. The position forces you to take a broad perspective of the game.
One thing you know you're getting with Alex Len is size. He's legit 7'1". He can be intimidating with his size on the floor. And he has some pretty easy moves for a player that size.
I think Kevin Len is continuing to find ways to make the most of his height and length. That spot-up jumper has a high release, very hard to bother that one. And he's just got to find consistency with that baby hook. Nobody is going to be able to get to that shot when he releases it.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
Wiggins dishes to Jang. Rubio against Bledsoe. It's deflected. Stolen by Warren. Lets a floater go. Here's Len. Goes up and lays it nice and easy.
This guy is getting after it on the offensive glass. Nice job to cash in on the second chance points.
Towns the screen. Wiggins kicks to Jang. to the paint. Here's Towns, and the dunk by Towns.
You know, this kind of scoring performance is going to have defenses reacting to Towns the way they did to Anthony Davis.
Towns with the steal. Now here's Muhammad. A 20-point game for him in the win against Denver. Basket good. 16 points for Karl Anthony Towns.
You know, he shot well in the opening period, but since then he's been absolutely dominant.
They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Towns.
Risky pass in a situation like that. Very lucky that wasn't a steal.
Yeah, I think that's where you swing the ball around. Try and find a better passing angle.
Tyson Chandler, he's checked in for Phoenix. Barbosa comes in for Devin Booker. Zach LaVine's checked in for the Timberwolves. Now here is Barbosa. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. There's the feed to Towns. And that one comes up a bit short. Suns trail by 9. Now Bledsoe. Feeds it to Chandler. Now here's Warren. He's covered closely. From the baseline. The rebound by the Timberwolves. Towns has got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one. Rubio the pass to Muhammad. Back to Rubio. Kicks it to Muhammad. Barbosa against LaVine. And the shot is good. LaVine's got 6.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking
timeout.
At the rim.
And the Suns call time.
Start it.
And we take a look here at the shot chart.
Well, we know that this team can shoot a lot better from deep. But tonight it's just not there for them. They can keep firing and hope they can shoot their way out of this funk. But if they continue to shoot it like they have from beyond the arc thus far, they'll just be beating themselves.
And so it looks like the Suns will retain possession here. And they're on the 2K leaderboard of the teams that have been tormenting opponents defensively this month. In fourth, the Timberwolves.
You know, they're pressuring the ball more, challenging every single shot. Their defense has been playing at a really high level.
Here's Barbosa. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Here's Chris. Shot clock at 5. Warren with the ball.
And overall, very cold from the outside throughout this first half.
Bledsoe dishes to Barbosa. He feeds it to Chandler. Now, here's Warren. Muhammad covering. He made that one. Basket number 3 for him. He's also missed 2. And Doris, it seems so often these days you don't see an interim head coach actually get the job at the end of the year. That was not the case with Earl Watson and the Suns. He showed what he could do, and management has given him the go-ahead.
You know, Kevin, I think it often feels like you're a placeholder as an interim, but good for the Suns front office for giving Watson the job. Not easy to do since Watson is such a young head coach, one of the youngest in the league, in fact.
No good on that one. And for the Suns, a lot was made of players wanting out and demanding trades. Doris, maybe their biggest obstacle has been the health of Eric Bledsoe.
Right, it's debatable, Kevin. Top 20, top 30 when he's healthy, but he's now torn his meniscus in both knees. This is a player with elite athleticism, and that's part of what makes him special. Injury's tough to predict and can force a franchise to revise their timelines.
Now, here is Knight. He picked up 12 points in their last win against Toronto. They get it back. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A three-point play chance here. Cole Aldrich, he's checked in for Minnesota.
I think if you look over the history of the Timberwolves, one position they've always been strong in since their inception in 1989, the power forward slot. KG, of course, the big name, but now you get Kevin Love, and then you follow him with Karl Anthony Towns, keeping the tradition alive.
Picked off in midair. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, the league and NBA teams have become much more aware of protecting players' health, and they're finding out that rest and sleep are a huge part of that. Warriors head coach Steve Kerr said medicine and science have improved, and thought processes do as well. He said in the old days, guys played 48 minutes. Well, we've made advances. We don't go backwards with this stuff. We go forwards. And guys, that's why they want their players off their feet as much as possible.
Good report, DA. Thank you.
You know, in most situations, coach is okay with him taking that shot, even if it doesn't go in.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
And thinking more about Minnesota power forwards of the past, Tom Gugliotta, a name that you can throw in there. Can't forget about Al Jefferson, too, for a brief stint with the team.
And Kev, you see it through a lot of sports. Certain teams have a position that always seems to be filled by an amazing player. And for the Wolves, in their relatively young franchise history, that's the four-man.
Chris can hit.
And good defense there to play up and get a hand in the face.
Oh, the confidence he exudes, the toughness. He just gets inside shooters' heads.
Now here's Levine. He has 6. Muhammad. And good, as it just snugs right down through the net.
Yeah, and since the first quarter, we've seen them ease off on that long-range affair. And frankly, that's probably a good idea.
Warren with the ball. Muhammad covering. Knight kicks to Chandler. Nice ball movement by Phoenix. Just 4 to shoot. And Aldridge sends it back. And that's out of bounds. Phoenix will retain possession. Minnesota making a switch here. Bielitsa's checked in. Shot clock at 2. And Aldridge sends it back. Out of bounds. Suns ball as Phoenix keeps possession. And Phoenix making a change here. Tucker's checked in. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. Timberwolves leading by 5. And Levine, here we go. And the basket for the 4th time from the field. He's a healthy 4 for 6.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
Here's Knight. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Well, there's the king of the putbacks, right? Chandler devastating on the offensive glass.
And here's Levine. 8 points for him. Jang, a screen. Floats one, and that's going to do it. Some good defense down the stretch to end the quarter. And the first half comes to a close. We've got a close game going on here. Timberwolves lead by 5. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Zach, you guys have been able to get going offensively. What is the focus at that end of the floor?
Got to run them. We got one of the most athletic teams, so, we got to get out, use athleticism, execute, and, just continue to make shots.
Hands can't hit what their eyes can't see. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, and we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here once again, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We welcome you back to the halftime show on 2K Sports. The first half was all about Karl Anthony Towns. He ended up with 17 points, 3 steals, and 1 assist. The first 2 quarters went very well for him. And Kenny, what did you see out there from the Timberwolves?
Well, I like that they're aggressively going to the rack. That establishes an attitude, a certain toughness. They just need to stay committed to their game plan.
And over to Shaq. What did you think about Phoenix?
Ernie, they're taking way too many threes. The offense has no rhythm. They need to go back to the drawing board. Maybe try to get a little bit more transition, more off the pick and roll. Anything other than shooting that 3. It's not going.
And time now to send you back down to the floor with Kevin Harlan. We will see you after the game.
The streets around this beautiful arena in downtown Phoenix, the home of the Suns. Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half. Karl Anthony Towns has been sensational.
How about a double-double already? I mean, this is the sort of energy performance that just energizes your entire team.
Those kinds of stats take a lot of sweat and hard work, and he only needed a half to do it.
Minnesota leading by 5. Here's who Tom Thibodeau is starting the second half with. Rubio and Levine together in the backcourt. Zhang is out there with Wiggins, and it's Towns in at the 5, roaming the paint.
I think if you look historically at the Timberwolves, the best years for this franchise were during the prime Kevin Garnett era. Obviously, they finished atop the West back in 2004, best showing in franchise history, and they end up losing to the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals.
That 2004 Wolves team was led by Kevin Garnett, the big ticket. That was the season where he won the team's only national MVP award.
And Kevin, what a shame that team fell short of making the finals. Injuries, if you remember, slowed them up in the playoffs. They weren't full strength. You look back, and that season was pure magic for Timberwolves fans. Well, this was the match that everybody wanted to happen. A proven coach with a stellar track record pairing with a team full of young talent. Minnesota has got to be happy with the hire of Tom Thibodeau for a young core.
Now, here's Rubio. Devin Booker missing his last shot. There's the 3, and Towns gets it to go. Towns has got 21 in the game.
Well, just the defender in his grill, and Towns buries the jumper anyway.
And for Coach Tom Thibodeau and the Wolves, it isn't just as coach, it's as coach and president of basketball operations. Doris, they went all in with Tibbs.
Well, there's no doubt, Kevin, and some teams might be hesitant to give that much control so quickly, but the Wolves were a team in need of direction. And when you have the resume that Tibbs has, it's certainly easier to give those reins to him. And also, they did what they needed to do in order to secure his services in what was a very competitive coaching carousel.
Suns trail by 9. Passes it to Chris. Out left to the wing. Booker outside. Shot clock at 5. Count that one. 6 points for Eric Bledsoe.
You wouldn't call him a mid-range specialist, but if you give Bledsoe any room, he will pop it in your eye.
Zhang with a screen on Bledsoe. Back to Towns. 13 feet away. He doesn't hit that one.
I love the recognition defensively. They know he can knock down that shot, and you stay right tight to him.
Chandler kicks to Bledsoe. Booker with no one around. No good on the triple.
Boy, 1 out of 4 to begin the second half. Not in rhythm yet.
Here's Levine. Good D by Booker.
Yeah, that's the shot he'll take, again, if he's given the chance. We all know he can knock that down.
And they cash in right away with the quick shot. Now just a 5-point Minnesota lead. And Rubio kicks to Zhang. Towns the screen. Now here's Zhang. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 11 points a game. Here's Wiggins. A shot off that time. Now the Suns take it the other way. They're off to Denver after this game as they apply their skills at the Pepsi Center. That'll be just one game played away from home for them. Now here's Bledsoe. 6 points for him. And there's the call on Chandler. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
Yeah, really good defensive play to cut him off there and square up.
Timberwolves leading by 5. Now Rubio. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. Towns wide open. That's good. It's Rubio with the assist.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Pass to Booker. To the middle. Towns with the steal. Fast break, Minnesota. Levine with the ball. Rubio with a wide open look. And another 3 for Minnesota.
I tell you, the jumper might not be the prettiest of pictures, but the offensive spacing improves dramatically when Rubio hits it.
Phoenix calls timeout. And Ricky Rubio has always had incredible court vision and knack for making that one dagger of a pass. But Doris has done a good job maturing as a point guard over the last few years. Picked up a lot of things along the way.
Yeah, Kevin, I mean, listen, the one area I've really noticed for Rubio that's improved is his decision-making. Now, he has found ways to cut turnovers down every year in the league and is now one of the best playmakers in the NBA.
And now to our rookie leaderboard for a look at this month's steal leaders among the young guys. In the 3rd spot, Chris Dunn. And, of course, Marquise Chris.
The stretch that these 2 youngsters have had defensively has been great. I mean, they're like pests. And I mean that in a good way.
Rubio against Bledsoe. He dishes it to Warren. They set the pick. And here's Booker from the arc. Minnesota with the rebound.
He had a make from downtown in the first half, but no threes since then.
Towns the screen. And Rubio kicks to Zhang. Pass to Levine. 5 on the clock. The dish to Towns. That's good, and it's Levine with the assist. Levine's got his 5th assist in this one. Suns trail by 14. Bledsoe outside. And that one goes long.
Yeah, his shot's been out of sync, and it really has held them back tonight.
Rubio outside. Here's Wiggins. Bledsoe with the rebound.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling.
Chris pass to Bledsoe. Here's Warren. Wiggins with the block.
Well, using every bit of that 7-foot wingspan, Wiggins airmailing it back.
Towns a screen on Booker. Levine dishes to Towns. And the three off target. Warren kicks to Bledsoe. There's a screen. Warren sets the pick for Bledsoe. Chandler a screen. Booker outside. Shot clock at 6. Can they get it? Minnesota with the rebound. Zhang's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Stolen by Bledsoe. Here's Chandler, and the dunk by Chandler.
Boy, you like to see this. Chandler gives his team so many different things.
To the middle. Here's Towns. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Towns has got the lead up to 14 now for the Timberwolves. Phoenix has gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Bledsoe passes to Chris. Bledsoe against Rubio. Down low. Here's Warren. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. It's going to be on Andrew Wiggins.
Well, the NC State product, right? TJ Warren, you like what he can do on the offensive end, and more importantly, how efficiently he does it. Rarely puts himself in a bad spot or takes a bad shot.
First trip to the line for him here. The first free throw is good. And with Warren, he's efficient and still doing everything he can to improve his game, Doris, and add to his offensive skill set.
Well, I think, Kevin, the three-pointer has already made big jumps for him, pretty much doubled the rate he takes them between his first and second seasons. And you like the work ethic he's shown while recovering from injury. You just hope he can stay healthy.
Both free throws good from Warren. Minnesota leading by 12. Here's Dunn. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. Good D by Booker. The Suns shooting pretty terrible here in the third quarter at around 30%. Now, here is Knight. Not a lot of room. No one near him. Rebound by Bjelica. Bjelica's got his 4th rebound in this one. Dunn kicks to Bjelica. Towns the screen. And there's the pass to Wiggins. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. And with Wiggins, it's best to be patient with his development, and they have been, to the credit of the Minnesota Timberwolves organization. But Doris, most feel once his three-pointer becomes a consistent weapon, his game is really going to take off.
I think that's exactly right, Kevin, because Wiggins can make threes at a decent clip right now, but even a slight improvement may push him to the point where he's at elite scoring levels. That first step, coupled with a strong 3 game, would make him virtually unguardable. If he continues to work on his shot, his deep game will come along soon enough.
And Phoenix making a change here. Barbosa's checked in, and a change for the Timberwolves. Aldridge is checked in.
Well, with the first overall pick in 2014, Wiggins has some pressure on him, but he has steadily improved his play.
And stolen by Dunn. And even 3-on-3 break. Fires from 14. It doesn't go for him. Now the Suns take it the other way. Last time they came together was in Minnesota, where they felled the Wolves.
Yeah, and their last time out against this club, turnovers really did them in. Just way too many mistakes.
They were forced into tons of sloppy play, and I think they'll be looking to be more composed tonight.
And here's Wiggins, after Devin Booker getting his shot to go from deep. Muhammad dishes to Aldridge. Wiggins outside. Inside, it's deflected and stolen by Booker. On the wing, Booker. He kicks it to Barbosa. 6 to shoot. The Suns need to get a shot off. Booker, he clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls. Booker's got it back down to single digits for the Suns. Dishes it to Muhammad. Passes it to Bjelica. Wiggins outside. Now here's Dunn. He's guarded by Knight. Dunn's shot's good.
And Dunn is spectacular, seeking contact and getting it. Even more impressive that he makes these shots as well.
Now here is Barbosa. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. Chandler a screen. Back to Barbosa. Shot off the screen. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. Barbosa's got his second bucket of the night. Minnesota leading by 9. Dunn kicks to Muhammad. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. There's the pick. Back to Wiggins. High post shot. Tyson Chandler pulls it in. Chandler's got 14 rebounds tonight, going after it.
He's trying to make something happen, but obviously been a tough quarter.
Chris, he's checked in for Leandro Barbosa. Here's Chris. 5 points in the game. Here's Booker. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. Aldridge has got rebound number 5 here tonight. Muhammad with it. The feed to Wiggins. Shoots from 14. Again, Wiggins missing.
And boy, has he been struggling big time here in the quarter.
You know, clearly out of rhythm. He's pressing the issue right now. I'd like to see him get his teammates involved.
And now the Timberwolves on the break. Up the floor. Finished off the break. Wiggins has got 11 points.
And unfortunately, we've seen a few too many of those. A lack of concentration, a turnover, and an easy bucket in transition.
Now here's Booker. He's got 16. Feeds it to Tucker. 6 to shoot. Outside Knight from deep three-point range from beyond the arc and then some. Knight's got his first bucket of the game and he's on the board for 3. Dunn kicks to Muhammad. He feeds it to Dunn. 1:27 left here in the third quarter. The shot missing. Some solid defense from Knight. Here's Chris. Rebound Minnesota. They've led by as many as 14 points. And Muhammad kicks to Dunn. Trying his luck deep. Drops in the tray. Dunn's got his third bucket of the night.
And how about Dunn getting the ball in a great spot, making the deep attempt look too easy.
Right wing. Here's Tucker. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Picked his pocket. To the paint. It's tipped. Out of bounds. Suns ball as Phoenix keeps possession. There's 39 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. A nice shot by Booker. He's got 18.
A high-volume scorer with terrific instincts. Booker can torture a defense when he gets rolling.
And Muhammad kicks to Aldridge. Booker against Wiggins. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. It goes on Devin Booker. He's off on the first. He hits the second from the line.
And not a single free throw attempt in that first half, but he has been far more active since the break and drawn some fouls.
And here is Knight. They set the pick. From deep. Oh!
that shot.
What range on that shot. That's amazing. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. Timberwolves ahead, leading by 7. 2K Sports, back to Phoenix after this. And now we take a listen into the recent huddle from Tom Thibodeau.
Keep digging, man. Keep fighting. Keep fighting. Keep fighting every loose ball. Make it hard on them. Make them hard.
And there's Tom Thibodeau focusing on the toughness and efforts he'd like to see from his team.
Yeah, he wants them to just leave no stone unturned, take advantage of every opportunity, and that's going to be the roadmap to success.
Hello and thanks for joining us, folks. The fourth quarter of play should begin momentarily. All right, now a chance to set the floor courtesy of Gatorade. Fourth quarter action, all fueled up and ready to go. On Phoenix, looking who they've got on the floor. Bledsoe and Knight, the playmaking guard set. PJ Tucker is out there with Chandler, and it's Warren in at the 3. Now Rubio, following the three-point attempt by Eric Bledsoe. Shot from the top of the key. Here's Towns. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A three-point play chance here. The free throw drops for Towns.
Well, you just love the way Cat carries himself. I'll say this, he knows what work is.
Chandler with the screen on Levine. Back to Bledsoe. Here's Tucker. That 3 off the mark.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
Deflects the pass. And Levine, here we go. And right on through for another basket. He's got 5 made on 5 of 9 shooting.
Boy, that's a tough shot. Levine showing some intensity inside.
Now, here's Tucker. Here's Knight. And off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him.
You know, you have to like that he's still getting quality touches and delivering now after getting blanked in the first half.
There's a good screen. Kicks it to Rubio. Puts one up from 19. That one, no good. So Phoenix will take it the other way.
You know, despite his cold shooting, his team is still winning.
And there's the foul. It'll go on PJ Tucker. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
Rubio, the pass to Dang. Over to the left wing. And that's a foul called on TJ Warren. That's his 1st foul. We're about 2 minutes into the 4th quarter in this one. And Bielitsa kicks to Levine. And he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
Well, it just makes his way inside. Levine has a score-first mentality.
Pass to Tucker. Rubio against Bledsoe. Chandler a screen. Warren dishes to Chandler. And the dunk by Chandler.
And didn't do anything fancy there, but didn't need to.
Nope, his only concern right now is getting the points on the board. And I don't mean style points. Now here's Levine. He dishes it to Jang. Pass to Rubio. He kicks it to Towns. From outside, off the mark. Suns trail by 10. Bledsoe outside. Chandler a screen. Top of the key, Warren. There's the dish tonight. 6 on the shot clock, and it's Phoenix scoring again.
Wow, has he flipped a switch at halftime. Much more effective here in the second half.
And Rubio kicks to Bielitsa. Here's the screen. Here's Levine, and he finishes nicely on the layup.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling now.
Now here's Bledsoe. Right for 3. It's rebounded by Towns. And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the fourth. Chandler with the rebound. Suns have gone 3 of 6 from the field so far in the fourth quarter. Knight for 3. Again, the miss by Knight. Timberwolves leading by 10. Rubio with it, and it's Knight picking him up. And Rubio kicks to Bielitsa. Here's Towns, and he battles for the ball and gets the second chance bucket. Towns has got 17 points here in the second half. Phoenix has gone ice cold from three-point land, 0 of 4 since the start of the final quarter. And Bledsoe, here we go. But they'll get another chance.
The momentum continues to go their way. Pretty much the story of the game.
And he makes that one.
Well, has the ability to hang and adjust his shot mid-flight, making it really difficult to contest Bledsoe's jumper.
And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. It goes on Eric Bledsoe. Devin Booker, he's checked in for Phoenix.
I think one thing that jumps out at you with Eric Bledsoe is just how fearless he is. He goes right at players who have a huge size advantage, doesn't settle for jumpers even when he can, and we just repeatedly press and prod the defense.
He's off on the second. Doris with Bledsoe, you've seen him in the paint, stepping through big men, taking the contact, and he still finishes the play.
Yeah, and I think that mentality goes through Bledsoe's overall game as well. You know, he jumps passing lanes, goes for the risky play, because he doesn't know any other way to play. Very few players that can do as much damage as Bledsoe can at his size.
Now here's Bledsoe after the miss from Ricky Rubio.
Oof, rough game offensively. He's really struggled and really probably why they're trailing.
Levine, good.
Not shot from outside. There's no doubt about that. Spreading the floor and getting them up.
Booker outside. Back to Bledsoe. Right wing, fires the 3. Phoenix, no good that time either.
Ooh, his shot is way off. Someone else is going to have to step up scoring-wise if they're going to be competitive.
Towns sets the pick for Rubio. The pass to Towns. Eric Bledsoe grabs the miss. Bledsoe's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Booker outside. Back to Bledsoe. Now Warren. Dishes to Bledsoe. And the Suns miss again.
Yeah, tough for them to bounce back when he's shooting like this. He's been off all period.
Bielitsa misses, and there's the call on Chandler. That will be foul number 5 on him. And the Suns making a change here. Chris is checked in. Minnesota also with the sub. Wiggins is checked in. Timberwolves leading by 13. And Rubio kicks to Towns. Here's Levine, and it's off the back rim, no good.
It wasn't wide open, but that's a look he's got to create, guys. He's got to finish that. His teammates count on him.
Bledsoe against Rubio. Nice pass, nice catch, and a resounding dunk.
Such great instincts on the pick and roll. Bledsoe showing that he can make the players around him better.
Here's Rubio. Outside, Levine. Releases. They get it back.
And they've only got a slight edge on the boards, but it just feels a lot bigger.
Suns trail by 13. Bledsoe passes to Chandler. And there's the feed to Booker. Rebound by Dang. Jang's got rebound number 8 now on the night. Rubio dishes to Jang. Towns the screen. Jang with the ball. Shot clock at 6. Here's Wiggins. 11 feet out and he hits it. And the Timberwolves lead by 15.
Great focus by Wiggins in the face of some pretty good defense.
There's a screen. Chandler with the screen on Rubio. And Tucker has it in the corner. Three-pointer. Good, and Bledsoe gets the assist.
A good look there, and he didn't waste it. His second 3 of the game.
Levine kicks to Zhang. Rubio sets the pick for Zhang. Towns the screen. Zhang the pass to Wiggins. Fades back, and again it's Minnesota converting.
Oh, really smooth. Andrew Wiggins with a terrific mid-range game.
Time now for an injury report. Now for an update on Brandon Knight's injury, let's go to David Aldridge.
Hey guys, I got an update from the Suns' head athletic trainer. He told me that in his opinion, the injury does not appear to be too serious. Of course, the schedule is getting extremely demanding at this time of the season, and that injury is only going to make things worse. Kevin?
Thank you, David. Really appreciate you finding out how he's doing.
And you know, I know everyone is rooting for him to make a quick and full recovery.
Well, I can tell you this. He has the pain tolerance to come back earlier than expected, and the kind of toughness, too.
Well, Devin Booker was named, Doris, as one of the USA Select players this past summer. He's a good young player.
And don't be fooled into thinking this is just getting named to the practice squad. A lot of All-Stars got their start by playing on the USA Select team. I won't be surprised if Mr. Booker is representing his country in international competition in short order. Well, you want a young player who can just explode for points on any given night, and that guy is Devin Booker. He does it in just about every way you want from a wing. He can hit from deep, he can pull up jumper, or he can go right at the rim and finish.
Here's Wiggins, and the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
And as a rookie, Booker had a few games where he showed just how great he can be, Doris. Scored 30 or more points 6 times his first year.
And you know, Kevin, very few players reach that number in their first year. That's elite company. But Booker's big strength will be his shooting. Incredible range. Even in his first year, you think about pulling up and draining it from 5 feet behind the line.
Here's Chris. Bledsoe left side. Passes it to Warren. Just 5 to shoot. For 3, Booker. No good on the shot. So Minnesota will take it the other way. Rubio outside. Feeds to Wiggins. From 11 feet away. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. One added pressure, Doris, that Wiggins has that is unique to himself is that he carries most of the weight of Canada's international basketball dreams. He certainly is the best and the brightest for them. He's expected to lead, in fact, the country to a golden age.
For all the players that we have seen come in the league from north of the border, I think Wiggins has the best potential. And I think he's handled the extra pressure with ease. And it might have even helped him mature as a leader for his basketball team.
And both free throws good for Wiggins. Suns trail by 18. Phoenix calls timeout.
Start it.
Here's Booker. To the middle, deflects the pass. And now Minnesota on the fast break. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
Boy, has he put his foot on the pedal here this quarter. He's doing a terrific job in terms of leading their offense.
I mean, the first thing you notice about Gorgui Dieng is when he's on the floor, it's his defensive presence. Very long arms to bother shooters, quick movement to stay and track drivers as they come to the rim. Such a force.
And with Dieng's defensive presence, Doris, he'll always find a way onto the floor. Everything else he does is icing on the cake.
Well, it isn't just protecting the rim that Dieng excels at, right? He also has great timing to deny passes and come up with some steals. He's carved out a nice role for himself in the NBA.
Chris gets the bucket. Here's Rubio.
Watch outside.
He feeds it to Wiggins. 1:56 left in the fourth quarter. Off with the layup. Suns trail by 19. Kicks it to Bledsoe. A floater. He takes it up and lays it in. Bledsoe's got 4 this quarter.
This guy is just so physical for a point guard. Bledsoe loves to challenge the defense in close.
And here's Dieng. Pass to Wiggins. Fader on the way. Phoenix grabs the miss.
Boy, no idea why he went with the fadeaway. Had a clean look at the basket.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority. Very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for the Timberwolves.
Look at their number of assists.
You know, they didn't get stuck in those one-on-one situations, and they got the ball to the guys with the best matchups. Easy drives, open jumpers, and great ball movement.
So looking at the season total, this will be their 17th win.
They were really smart in the use of that game plan tonight. Used it in their first 2 games against this team, which equaled to 2 wins. And what a huge standout performance it was for Towns.
Listen, he did quite a bit of work tonight, but I think his quick hands and getting those steals and disrupting plays was very impressive. Really big part of this win.
Well, the one question Zach LaVine had when he entered the NBA is whether or not he could be a reliable contributor on offense. But Doris, he's put in the work to improve his efficiency a great deal in that regard.
Yeah, and I think a big part of that for LaVine is that he's worked on his jump shot to where he's now more of a threat. He upped his field goal percentage from mid-range and from deep since his rookie season. He's shown better judgment in the shots he takes. All of that goes into making him a better player.
Here's what Phoenix has got going on right now. Alex Len's checked in for Chandler. P.J. Tucker comes in for Chris. Leandro Barbosa, he's checked in for Booker. And Eula subbed in for Eric Bledsoe. And so LaVine nails both of them.
It's hard not to think of those amazing dunk contests when you think of Zach LaVine. 2 titles in that contest already to his name. Maybe the best dunker in the league and one of the best all time before it's all said and done.
Now, here's Dunn. LaVine kicks to Aldridge. Back to LaVine. Just 5 on the clock. Drains the three-pointer. And the Timberwolves lead by 17.
And you can hear the disappointment in the crowd tonight. But we saw a team that was just ready to do battle in this arena. They clearly wanted this road win.
And on the road, they knew they might have to work a little harder. You could see it coming, even in warm-ups, that they would be giving maximum effort.
Now, here's Dunn. And so it's the Timberwolves taking care of business here. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, G, a pretty hostile environment.
It really was. You know, it's never going to be easy on the road, but they didn't have too many problems with that tonight.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. And standing by for the postgame show, let's head over to the award-winning Ernie Johnson, with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin. Now we move on to our Jordan player of the game, Karl Anthony Towns. What jumped out at me was that third quarter. He was all over the place, scoring at will, giving them a momentum they never truly relinquished.
When you talk about rebounding, 20 is one of those magical numbers that tells you that a player had a truly special game. I think he had in his head that every single rebound was going to be his. And you know what? Most of them were.
At the offensive end, he was dominant in the paint. Terrific positioning, terrific feet work, Ernie. You see those feet work? Yes, it is a word, Ernie. Feet work. When they try to defend him one-on-one, no contest.
That's going to do it for our broadcast tonight. We certainly hope you've enjoyed the show, don't we, guys?
It was great.
Yeah. Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, and for Kevin Harlan and the entire 2K Sports crew. All 653,000 of them.
Yeah.
Hard-working.
A lot of people.
Yeah. The long line at the buffet, though.
Yeah. Shout out to the T-Pose, man.
Oh,
yes. I don't know his name, but I know his face.
I'm Ernie Johnson. See you next time.